Hello, my loves. Welcome to another episode of Break Free from Binge Eating with me, Victoria. This episode is called How to Deal with Weight Gain, which is actually has been inspired by this dress that I'm wearing. I'm currently in England, in the UK, at my mum's house, currently quarantining. As is a different background if you're a YouTube video watcher. And this dress that I'm going to show you now, I put it on and it's clearly a lot smaller. Okay, let me rephrase the truth. I'm bigger than I was when I last put this dress on, because I don't know if you can see, hold on. There's like a hole there and there's also a hole there because I've split the seam, which is fine. It's all good. So I just thought I'd let that inspire me to do an episode on how to deal with weight gains. Let me just get myself set up because it feels very weird standing in this different place. So I'm going to attempt and hopefully deliver in this article, in this blog, in this podcast, how we can reframe what weight gain actually means. So we can reframe how we see weight gain. I'm going to give you some tools, some practical tools, and also some journaling prompts, which is #standard, because journaling is amazing. So I'm going to dive straight in with a journaling prompt for you, and I honestly invite you and encourage you to pause me if at all possible, or if not, come back to this later and actually do this journal prompt. So here it goes. What else did I gain besides weight? I'll just repeat that. What else did I gain besides weight? Because honestly, we can be so focused on our bodies, we don't actually realise what other things we gain from having that weight gain. So again, just to repeat the journal prompt, what else have you gained besides weight? So we can be so focused on our body, we don't actually realise the secondary gains that we can get from actual body weight gain. So I invite you to put pen to paper and make this into like a bullet point list. So what have you gained in addition to gaining the weight? So maybe you've gained more connection, maybe you've gained family time, tradition, delicious recipes and taste testing. Maybe you've survived or currently surviving a global pandemic. And with the global pandemic, the C word, corona, most of us have been moving less and we've been spending more time at home. And maybe we've been comfort eating as well, and that's okay. What we've been doing is attempting to take care of ourselves, and we should not beat ourselves up for it, because these are just coping mechanisms. Maybe you've gained more memories, for example, baking with your sister or your family or your friends or whatever it may be. If all of those amazing memories came with a side of weight gain, then I would take the weight gain over not making the memories any day. If we can reframe weight gain into the positive, that can be super, super, super helpful. So let's do this together. Again, a bullet point list. Maybe the positives that have come from your weight gain is that you've learned more self-compassion. Maybe you've learned a new way of dressing yourself and styling yourself because your jeans no longer fit, and so you've transitioned into like more flowing kind of feminine type dresses and skirts. Maybe the positive is that you've actually been resting more, which is what most of us need to do, and it's given you the opportunity to actually do that. It would have also helped you to practice being still without constantly having to do something or be something. The potential gains that come from weight gain can mostly be positive if we choose to see it that way. Because remember, your perception is your reality, and change your perception, change your reality. Your perception is your reality. Change your perception and then change your reality. But because of diet culture, because of fat phobia, we see weight gain as this huge negative thing, right? It doesn't have to be this way. We can acknowledge ourselves for what we've accomplished besides the weight gain. Maybe you've experienced so much self-growth and self-exploration then you've actually found out, or you're in the process of finding out who you are, regardless of what your body looks like. When we can step out of the mindset of doom and gloom and I suck, we can then embrace all of the opportunities and growth that come with this. So an important thing to go into now is just the fact that bodies are supposed to change. Remind yourself it's not the worst thing that can happen. Even though I get it, it feels like it definitely is the worst thing that can happen. Bodies fluctuate in weight depending on what you're doing or what season of life we're at, and we're all going to have a body that complements that. If you look at it even outside of the weight and how our bodies look, we change our style, the way we dress, we change our makeup and the way we do our hair, depending on how we feel and what we like at any given point in our lives. We change the activities that we do, and it's okay to change. We are not robots. We don't do the same things all the time, day in and day out, unless maybe we're in a global pandemic and we're currently in lockdown. But it's okay to have emotions and feelings, and it's okay to just change and to let your body to change with you. Embrace the seasons of your life with love. If you're studying right now, maybe you're launching a new business, going for a promotion, or you've just had a baby, for example, your focus and attention will be elsewhere. And it's okay, and it's also natural that your workouts and your way of eating may not be a priority to you right now in this season of your life. Because even as women, we like to think we can multitask. It's impossible to honestly deeply focus on more than a few life areas at a time and see positive results in each area, and to actually enjoy the process. That's the key. So this is permission to give yourself a break, pour love and compassion into yourself. The above scenarios might come with weight gain. Maybe you've just had a baby, maybe you're launching a business, you're focused on other things. Weight gain might be a side effect of that or a byproduct of that. You might be eating more processed food for convenience. You might be doing less body movement because your days are so full and your priorities are different that you're not fitting body movement in. And that's completely fine, because you're going to get through this season of your life the best that you can. So learn to embrace whatever season that you are in. And as we're on the topic of seasons, it's really important to note that every single thing in nature is seasonal. Everything. There's not a single flower that blooms all year round. All animals don't hunt all year round. Bears hibernate. Flowers close up, seasons change, very literally. So why would you expect yourself, being nature, because you are human, why would you expect yourself to be any different? Everything changes, and it's supposed to change. As our bodies grow older, we change, our hormones change, our sleep patterns change. Nothing or anything in nature is going to stay the same. We all grow, we all evolve. And if we can learn how to embrace the seasons of our lives, we also need to see that our bodies fit into this change. We can't accept change with everything else, but then when it comes to our bodies, feel frustrated and annoyed that she's changing too, almost like, how dare she change? I do not want her to. She must look like this, or we have the muscle here and the weight loss there, or whatever. Let that go, because change is inevitable, and all you're going to receive when you fight change is suffering. So just practice surrender, practice acceptance. And it's okay for your weight and your body to fluctuate, because it is just a part of nature. And this is something that's really helped me throughout my recovery journey, and that is to see weight gain as a way to embrace the seasons and other positive gains also. So instead of following diet cultures, brainwashing, because that's what it is, brainwashing, instead of following that and being anxious and emotionally charged, saying things like, oh my God, I've gained weight, this is the worst thing in the world, I need to lose it right now, I reframed it to, okay, I've noticed that I've gained some weight, and it's honestly probably correlated with the season of life that I'm in right now. It's probably not permanent, who knows? It might change in the future as well. I'm just going to accept it for what it is right now in this moment and pour love and compassion into myself, because what other choice do I have? Accept that your body is how she is. You can't change her in this instant. Your body's going to do whatever she's going to do. So if you practice surrender, self-love and acceptance, then that is a life full of freedom and fulfillment. Believe me, I've been in the opposite end of the scale, and to be where I am now, I'm just so full of self-love, and this is what I want to gift to you as well. In fact, before I go on to the next point, I have a live masterclass this month, and if you don't want to wait till the live, which is the 30th of June, then you can actually sign up and watch a pre-recorded masterclass right now, straight away. It will be in your inbox. So if you want to do that and see the exact steps you need to take to live in food and body freedom, then sign up. I'll put the link below. It's all free, and you can watch it now, or you can join me live at the end of the month. Okay, moving on to the next step then. Acceptance doesn't mean that you're complacent. This is key. The common misconception about self-compassion is that if we're kind to ourselves, then we're going to get lazy and just give up on ourselves. When in fact, research shows that this is just simply not true. Self-compassion is actually shown to make us more inspired and more motivated to change. And I'm not saying we have to change our body. In my eating disorder days, I used to plan a shit ton of exercise the next day to try and counteract the binging from the night before. And the thing is, because I was so regimented, because everything was from a place of super restriction and beating myself up, I would self-sabotage any efforts anyway, because I would think things like, well, I'm fat anyway, so I may as well just binge again and not bother working out, and then I'll try again tomorrow. And that was only because of the mindset that I was approaching the exercising and the food with. It was all from a place of super restriction and overcompensating in an attempt to counteract the binge, which doesn't work. Restriction leads to binging, you know? The complete opposite to self-compassion, which is why the self-sabotage kicked in. I mean, it's not really even self-sabotage, because the way of speaking to myself from a place of like self-hatred or pushing myself from a place of tough love, that didn't work, because hating yourself into motivation does not work long term. No change can ever come from shame, and that's by the amazing Jessica Pearl, that quote. And this is one of my quotes, which is so freaking true. If dieting and hating your body worked, wouldn't you be at your goal weight by now? Just a question, a very powerful question to ask yourself. The way we motivate ourselves with negative motivation is a lot more short-lived than if we motivate and inspire ourselves through self-compassion and self-love. We are much more likely to reach our health goals by being kinder to ourselves and being motivated from a place of self-love other than self-hate. One of the quotes that I absolutely love to use, and I've had so much feedback in a positive way from this, is, your body will crave exercise and salad when you stop making it feel like a punishment. Just repeat that again. Your body will crave exercise and salad when you stop making it feel like a punishment. It's everything to do with mindset. As I've said time and time again, dieting is not an action, it's a state of mind. I don't care what food you eat, I care about how you feel about the food that you eat. I care about the relationship you have towards the food you eat, not whether you eat ice cream or salad. That's the key. And FYI as well, as a side note, you don't think that, you can use self-compassion into tricking yourself to lose weight. And I see you if you're thinking that, because I've come from the same disordered eating mindset. You can't trick yourself or self-love yourself into losing weight. Like any kind of weight loss that comes from recovery and doing this work is a byproduct. It is absolutely not the main focus. So it really is time that you and your body are on the same team. So I invite you to stop being at war with yourself. Give yourself time. That's really important. We want everything yesterday. Give yourself time and trust your body to do its thing, because honestly, your body is way more wiser than you. Your body has ancient wisdom and it is way more wiser than our minds are and the way we perceive things, because that's just conditioned responses anyway. Your body is natural ancient wisdom. Okay, some actual practical tips coming up now. Let me just take a little sip of my drink, 1 second. Okay, so a practical tip number 1 is stop wearing tight clothes. Stop trying to squeeze into your jeans, because why would you do that? Why? I literally decided to stop wearing jeans at the very beginning of my recovery. And this was because I found it really uncomfortable. They were getting tighter, and jeans are just so restrictive anyway, even the stretchy ones. And I've never looked back. I've now found a more feminine, like flowy way of dressing that actually makes me feel so comfortable, sexy and free. So I invite you to try it. Granted, when I first started wearing like looser, more flowy clothing at the start of my recovery, it was because I was hiding my body with the clothes, but that was positive in and of itself, because actually this helped me take my attention away from my body, away from how the clothes were feeling against my body, the uncomfortableness, physically and emotionally uncomfort. And then it actually resulted in fewer body image thoughts, which is essential in recovery. But as time went on, I loved the feeling of being free and, in flowy feminine clothes. I loved that. And then I made like a slight shift into slightly more fitting dresses that showed off my naturally curvy shape. So why would you torture yourself with clothes that are too small for you? They are not motivating you. Do not hang a dress up like so many diet places that I've been have encouraged you to do so. Hang your dress up on your wardrobe and look at it every day, because that is going to motivate you to lose weight and stop eating like a pig. No, that is not motivating. That is anxiety provoking, and that just is a constant reminder that you're not good enough, when actually, oh my gosh, your body size, do you really want to spend your whole life fretting about the size of your body? So get anything that doesn't fit out of your wardrobe, get them into your garage if you don't want to give them to charity or throw them away or recycle, and then take yourself on a little shopping spree. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to sell your soul to do this. Charity shops have some great finds, as does Primark and other lower investment option shops. But doing this, what I've just recommended you do, and also wearing clothes that you feel physically and emotionally comfortable in, is essential for improving body image. So I really, really recommend that you do that. Okay, the next tip, and I have given you this tip before, but there's a reason why I'm repeating myself. The unconscious mind also loves repetition, by the way, so I'm, no shame in repeating myself. We need to hear this time and time again. And this tip is to look at women your size or bigger every single day. And like I said, I've said this many times before, but honestly, by following women your size or bigger who are wearing clothes that by the beauty standard industry is labelling as she shouldn't be wearing that for her body type, and when they're doing this and loving themselves and loving their life, I mean, of course, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but you can kind of tell, especially if people do videos, like who they are and how they are in their bodies, by looking at these women. That is so healing. And if you can appreciate and see the beauty in others, then with practice, my love, you can also appreciate and see the beauty and admire your own body, no matter what size she is. I don't know about you, but I really admire people who are not afraid to be themselves. Anyone who dares to be themselves is so attractive to me, not because of their bodies, but because of who they are. they own it, they're showing up as themselves, and there's something extremely magnetic about that. Do you agree? Think of someone you love who you find attractive, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean pretty or slim, but attractive of because who they are. It can be in a sexual or non-sexual context. So think of that person now. Are you thinking about them? Okay. I just want to tell you something. People think about you this way as well. People think about you this way as well. People love you when you're not afraid to show up as you are, in your body, in the skin that you're in your amazing personality. When you really embrace who you are, when you step outside of the box that society and culture have put us in, when you just show up and be you, authentically yourself, that's magnetic to your people. And what I mean by your people is the people that are meant to be your people. Going back to judgment, which is another episode I've done, and I really recommend you listen to that if you've not already. It's called The Truth About People Judging You. People are going to like you or be neutral about you or dislike you, and that is okay, and we cannot control that at all in any way, shape or form. So when you're experiencing a body image trigger, remember, don't let your body image ruin your life experience. Don't let your body image ruin your life experience. You've still got to show up boldly, unapologetically. You still have to be who you are, be your personality, be you, hone in on your strengths, talk to other people, connect with yourself, connect with others, go and live your life and experience life for all it has to offer. That is so much better than spending a lifetime and literally revolving your whole life around your body, your weight, and how skinny you are. Because we should all make memories and count memories and not calories. I love that saying. I can't remember who it was from, but it's brilliant. Count memories, not calories. And honestly, if more women in the world showed up as who they really are, the world will be such a better place. So give yourself the gift of being yourself, which then gives others permission to do the same. And allow the possibility that gaining weight might actually be a good thing for you. This journey that you are on may be opening so many doors for you that you don't even realise. You can reframe an old belief. We'll do one of my old ones together now. So one of my old beliefs were, if I gain weight, then it means I'm unattractive. And so I came back at that with, is there a small possibility that that statement might not be true? So the statement that I believed, if I gain weight, then I'm unattractive, is there a small possibility that that isn't true? And depending on how stuck you are in your limiting belief, you may be able to see a tiny, tiny small possibility that that indeed might not be true. Then we can look for evidence to make that true, to prove that that statement is indeed false. So for example, to counteract that old belief of mine that if I gain weight then I'm unattractive, this is a counteracting truth bomb to counteract that. And that is, I'm in the best, most loving, fulfilling, amazing conscious relationship that I've ever experienced, and I'm actually in the biggest body I've ever been in. My fiance finds me very attractive, very, very sexy, very attractive. He wants to have sex with me a lot of the time. So that's the truth right there, that my old belief is not true, because our thoughts aren't facts. Our thoughts aren't facts. We get to choose our own reality via our thoughts. We get to choose our own reality via our thoughts. And you know what? The reality I choose is food freedom and body love. And it's so incredibly liberating. And I want to end this with a question for you, my love. So, are you ready? Journal this. Really think about this. What is that possibility for you? When it comes to dealing with weight gain and healing your body image struggles, is there a possibility, no matter how small, that everything you believe about yourself, everything that you've been conditioned to believe about yourself and your body, is there a possibility that that bullshit may not be true? And then, what is the alternative? What kind of evidence do you have towards this different kind of reality that you have the power to create for yourself? What is that? I would absolutely love to hear what comes up for you. So please message me on social media. Please send me an email. I honestly would love to know what future you're creating for yourself, because you get to decide, beautiful. All right, I hope that's been helpful. I wish you the most amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world listening or watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. So much love.